All right. Good evening, traders. Today, I'm going to give you my watch list for the week ending October 4th. What we're going to start out with here is just some non biased outlook on the indexes. Going to start off with the Qs. So we've pushed up a little bit last couple days, and then we kind of sold off. Um, I like it right here because it's found a level of support in this area. I could see it pull back a little bit more to like 482, but ultimately we just filled that gap. And I think we go up and test all-time highs before we make another move back down. I'm just not seeing it in the RSI. The RSI has got a little bit more room to go up. The MACD made a lower low there and continues to push up after crossing over the zero line. IWM is somewhat similar, not really at an area of support, but a pullback to the 9-day moving average. If we see this curl and break this immediate downtrend line like it tried to, we can look to take that long. Are getting the take profit symbol on our trend indicator, which is a new indicator that we're still developing, but it's out there for our members to use. But we'll see. You see before take profit pushed up a little bit, then it ended up selling off. Take profit down here, it ended up rallying. Anyways, what I'm getting at is maybe look to take this short if the 9 and the 21 fail to hold, but also look to take it long if this does continue back up. SPY is just doing SPY things. I mean, this thing is just a monster. 575 is the all-time high. I could see this probably coming back down to about the 563, 564 level to just test that area of support after this breakout up. It's usually normal at all-time highs. Either you break through or you reject. So I'm leaning more towards a rejection, but I've been wrong before. Let's go ahead and get into my stock picks for this week after we just looked at the indexes. Basically, this upcoming week, guys, I'm just looking for direction, as always, but, a little bit more this week. I'm giving it some room to run. American Airlines, we've seen that it's coming up off this bottom. You could maybe say that this is a shoulder, that's a shoulder, and this is a head. It's an inverse head and shoulders. I don't think I'm going to play it either way like that. I think what I'm looking for here is there's a gap that needs to be filled in this area. If I can find the rectangle, geez. Okay. This area is the gap area that we're moving into. And it's coincidentally right at the 200-day moving average. So if we break up over about 1225, 1230, I could see this push back up to 13 and a half, $14. Might not play options on this one. Probably look more towards either some spreads or I'll just buy straight shares. So that is my outlook on American Airlines. My next one up is Boeing. This one's going to be simple. We've seen a lot of weakness here. It's the RSI is bottoming out, and you got the MACD curling over, and we've got a buy. But I wouldn't trust that just yet. What I would look for is just a lower low here. So if it breaks below 151, we can look to take that short. If this does reclaim 165, you can look to take Boeing long and probably scalp it back up north a little bit. But I'd rather just, play the trend, basically. And next on my list is going to be Coin. Crypto market's been rallying. It's doing pretty good. And Coin has recovered the 200 and the 50-day moving average. The 9 is about to cross the 21-day moving average. You got the RSI coming off of lows. MACD starting to, come back to life and go back up towards that zero line. We did get a take profit on the trend indicator, but that could just mean a short-term sell-off back to here, back to 175, 176, and then the push back up for the inevitable break. But that's something to watch. Costco is my next one. Costco has fallen from grace. It hovered around the all-time highs and the whole number of about 900. It hit a high of 925, ultimately failing and breaking that down. What I would like to see is maybe a lower low posted right here, which is also the break at the 50-day moving average on the daily at 876. So I would look to play options because you got room down to 800 or down to the 200-day moving average of 780. You have bearish divergence on the RSI. The MACD also posted a lower high from when it was last at 900 and it's starting to curl back over. Getting a take profit on our trend indicator, guys, but this could also probably repaint. And might not be a true signal. I think it's actually going to be cemented there. But as you see, take profit, boom, and it still ran up. So this thing's in place to make sure you secure profits. It's not a absolute. Next on my list, I'm gonna go down. This one's a little simple. Not sure how you'd really play this, but this is just a huge, like, might want to call it like an expanding triangle, maybe. But either way, we've been bouncing within this range, and it's hitting the upper side of that cone. So Carvana is something to watch short, or you could see this breakout up over this pattern. Something similar actually is Dominion. Dominion is traded in this channel since roughly October of 23. Broke out, you see a few times over there, but ultimately it's traded this channel perfectly. Once again, same thing as Carvana. You can look for a break up or a break out of this range, or we just can look for the rejection. What I like here, I'm going to look at the options chain in the morning. I didn't really do my research on the options side before I made this video, but probably play some spreads. Probably play like some at the money, like some 56, 55 put debit spreads, or maybe sell some credit spreads up there and just let theta do its thing. Either way, I think it's great. In the prior video, I was talking about buying the airlines a lot, and it was right around this time right here. We've gotten a big move up. This isn't on my watch list, but I just wanted to make you aware of it. Next one up is Disney. Disney got a new CEO, I believe. They fell with earnings. They had two bad earnings reports. I wouldn't really say bad, but the forecast was a little murky. Could be the basis for a double bottom right here. We broke this neckline, retested, now we're pushing back up. Over the 200-day moving average at about 97.50, and then a move towards the $100 whole number would probably be my target if we broke up out of that. The RSI is showing some strength, and you got the MACD crossing the zero line. So definitely something to keep your eye on here with Disney, as some of the news catalysts can kind of push this thing north. Next, one of my favorite stocks to play is Google. And right here, you see that we arguably, I hate to do this, but left shoulder, head, right shoulder, could be an inverted head and shoulders. It's right at the 200-day moving average. It's reclaimed the 50. We're showing bullish divergence on the MACD, and you've basically double bottomed on the RSI. You hit 30 twice, and now we're coming back up, and we're making a higher high and moving higher to that. With Google, I might look to day trade options on this one, actually. Maybe on a few accounts, I'll swing some options, maybe like 30 days out, and do like the 170, 175 spreads. Give myself a little bit of room, maybe play some calendars, 170 calendars. But keep your eye on Google, all right? If it can hold and sustain this 50-day moving average, we're looking for a move higher. Home Depot. Dun, 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 dun. This is some area. It was like a range, I guess, that had formed a while back. It come down and broken out of it, pulled back and went back up. Now we've not only tested the top of this range, but we broke out over the recent high. So we can look to play Home Depot long if it holds the $400 hold number here. All right, that's what I want to see it do. Next on our list is Robinhood. Robinhood has, that was earnings. Earnings right before that, it all just dropped off, and it has made a valiant effort at coming back. Now, Robinhood, I believe, is at, never mind, it's not at all-time highs. I forgot it did open up. But you are testing the recent highs right here, about an area of resistance right there. So we're looking for, I would say 24.75 if you're looking to take this long, but it's definitely something to watch and keep your eye on. With, Robinhood has been known to make a 6% run in a day. So even if you just get some shares, this is definitely a one that I would be willing to start scaling into. The next one is Intel. If you follow us along on Discord, I alerted this as a swing down below this area right here. I think it was about $20 is when we got in there. And this is just filling the gap. We've got room to the upside of about $29, give or take. Probably might run up a little bit more and, test the 200-day moving average at 30. But Intel is definitely something to watch and keep your eye on. Southwest is another one. It's kind of coming up right here on this area of resistance. Tried to break out, rejected back down. If you can hold up over, actually, if you can hold the 30 hold number and use that as your stop, I think this has got some legs. Next up, I like Microsoft. I'm going to throw this one out there. McDonald's holds the $300 hold number. That one looks good as well. Microsoft, kind of the same setup as Google, just a little different. It's the same. It's the same premise. Oh, sugar! I didn't mean to do that. All right, so 200 day, bounced off, broke out right there. Technically, kind of like a double bottom. It's not my cleanest setup, but it does fit the criteria. And now we're holding the 50-day moving average. I think that if you draw a trend line from right here, from this peak over to the top of that one, if we get a breakout through this line right here, I'm gonna set my alert for that actually. I would look to take Microsoft long. It's actually funny that there's this guy going around on the internet, mostly on Instagram, says of drawing lines, I'm an idiot. So let's see if that line makes me an idiot. Next one up, Netflix, honorable mention, hold the $700 hold number and keep moving north. I think that's got some legs. Watch that over 725, I think was the recent high. Pinterest, it's making a double bottom. You got bullish divergence on the MACD. RSI's got the same thing. I think that if this can hold the 50-day moving average at 32.50, we got room to run up to $35 roughly. And then if it clears 35, we've got room back up to about 40. So definitely something to keep your eye on. Another gap fill. You guys know I love the gap fill plays. Is Snapchat. We've got a gap area right here. Post earnings gap down. We are in the gap. I think if you continue over $11, you can see this go back up to 13. Once again, I'll probably place shares on this one. So no real options outlook there. But guys, if you have any questions or comments, don't forget to drop those below. Come check us out on all socials. We're just a group of traders that are trying to make money like everybody else, trying to be disciplined, trying to pick out the best stocks and options setup that give us an edge. Just trying to remain profitable. I think for the month of August and September, it's looking like my trade win percentage is 66 to 72%. It's not it's not like crazy numbers, but the thing is that that's what leads to consistency. So once again, come check us out. Let me know what you think of these plays, and let me know if I missed out on something or you want me to take a look at a chart for you. So I'll see you guys in chat. Let's make it a good week. Trade Daddy out.